The first fixture of Premier League is over, with Chelsea surprisingly losing at home against Burnley and Manchester United dominating the game against West Ham. Let's have a quick review on what happened in all games. For the first time in its history, the opening game of Premier League took place on Friday. On a game that entertained football fans, Arsenal won Leicester 4-3. The Gunners got in front just after 2 minutes, with Lacazette making an immediate impact on the team. Okazaki and Vardy turned things around for Leicester on the 5th and 29th minute, with Danny Welbeck equalising on the last minute of the first half. Jamie Vardy however put the Foxes in front again on the 56th minute, making the life of Arsenal fans too hard again. On the 67th minute, Wenger introduced Ramsey and Giroud, who both scored late goals as Arsenal grabbed its first win. On Saturday, Watford managed to equalise on the last minute against Liverpool, winning a pretty much deserved point. Watford had a better first half, which found them winning 2-1 at the end of the first 45 minutes. On the second half, goals from Firmino and Salah turned things around for the Reds, but on the last minute Miguel Britos equalised for Watford. Later we had the first big surprise of the season as Burnley won Chelsea in Stamford Bridge. Chelsea had a terrible start as captain Gary Cahill was sent off just after 14 minutes. The visitors dominated the first half, which ended 3-0 in their favour, with 2 goals from Vokes and 1 from Ward. On the second half, Chelsea tried to respond and managed to score 1 goal with Alvaro Morata on the 69th minute. Chelsea put pressure, but things got worse as Fabregas was sent off on the 81st minute, leaving his team with 9 players. David Luiz scored a second for Chelsea on the 88th minute, but this wasn't enough for Chelsea. At St Mary's, Southampton failed to turn chances into goals as the Saints completed 545 minutes without scoring at home. With Sigurdsson out, Swansea failed to make a big impact on the game but still managed to get the draw. Huddersfield caused some shocks as well, as it managed to win Crystal Palace 3-0 on an away game. The style of Frank de Boer is still ineffective for Crystal Palace, as they failed to operate well on the passing game. Joel Ward scored an own goal on the 23rd minute, and 3 minutes later Steve Mowney doubled the advantage for Huddersfield. The same player completed the triumph with another goal on the 78th minute. On a game that hardly will be remembered for much, West Bromwich grabbed the win against Bournemouth with a goal from new signing Ahmed Hegazi, who scored the winner on the 31st minute. The Egyptian defender headed home after a free kick from Chris Blunt. That was one of the very few chances of the game, as West Bromwich tightened up in order to keep the win, which simply did. The return of Wayne Rooney to Everton was marked with a win, as the English international scored the winner on the last moment of the first half. Everton had a slow start on the game, with its midfield line being quite tight but lacking creativity. A change of formation on the second half saw Everton controlling the game as Stoke failed to create chances which would threaten the defence of the Toffees. The last game of Saturday was between newly promoted Brighton and Manchester City. The citizens struggled, but the quality of the team gave the win at the end. With 20 minutes remaining on the clock, David Silva assisted Sergio Aguero, who scored the first goal of the game. 5 minutes later, Lewis Dunk scored an own goal in favour of Manchester City after a cross from Fernandinho. On Sunday, Newcastle hosted Tottenham with high hopes for a good start on their return in Premier League. Tottenham was unable to make an impact on the defence of Newcastle, but everything changed on the 49th minute when Shelvey stumped on Dele Alli and was sent off. Tottenham dominated the rest of the game and won easily 2-0 with goals from Ali and Davis. The last game of the opening fixture was between Manchester United and West Ham at Old Trafford. After the defeat against Real Madrid on the European Super Cup, Manchester United put dominant performance against the Hammers. After a magnificent move from Marcus Rashford, Lukaku scored on his Premier League debut and gave a first-half lead to the Red Devils. On the second half, Lukaku scored again after a free kick from Mkhitaryan. United rounded up a great performance with 2 more goals during the last minutes of the game, with Martial and Pogba. What are your opinions of the opening fixture of Premier League, and which teams do you think will have a good season? Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for weekly reviews and previews. Thanks for watching.